Okay, I've closed the email now. I've closed the mail message that I was going to send to Mr. Smith. I'm now going to look at how you would create different signatures. The one we created there was for the family. Now let's have a look at how you'd create an email signature if you were going to send an email to a business colleague or for work purposes or whatever. In order to get back to the dialog box where we create and edit signatures, we do exactly the same thing as we did before. We click on Tools, we go down to Options, click on the Mail Format tab, and click on the Signatures button. And you'll see there the family signature that we created already. So what we're going to do now is create one that's relevant for a business. If I click on New, I'm going to type in business here. Click OK, and we can now edit that. We've created one called business, but at the moment we don't have any text in it, so let's put in some information that would be relevant if you were doing a business email. A bit of wishful thinking there. Right, so what I've done is I've created a business signature here with my name, the position in the company, and the company name and address there, and the telephone number. Again, this is a fictitious company, please don't try and contact it. What we may want to do is to edit the way some of this looks. For example, my name, I may want that in bold, so I can select it and click on the bold icon there, just the same as you would in any word processor such as Word or something like that that you have. Managing Director, Media Presentation Limited, well, I may want that in italics there, and bold, and I may as well make the whole address bold and italic as well. And there's the telephone number, which is the company telephone number, and of course I may want a mobile number in there as well. I won't put one in at this point, but I may want one in there as well. And again, going back to our hyperlink, we may want our email address at the company, so again I would click on insert hyperlink here, and I would type the email in. I'll just click that one there and choose one I've used before. Just to remind you, the mail to doesn't have to appear, we can actually take it out while it's in the signature as we did before, and click OK, and you can see we've got it there. And you may also want a hyperlink in there for a web page that your company has. I won't put it in there, but it's done exactly the same way as we would for this hyperlink here. So I'm going to click OK to that, and OK again, and now we've got two signatures. Now, one thing, let's create a new email, and I'll show you one other thing about the signatures just now. If I click new, you'll see it hasn't put my business email and contact details in there. It's actually put the family one. Now I can change that. If I just right click on there anywhere within that signature, I can then choose the other one and it puts it in. Another way of doing it, if I didn't want to do that, is actually go to the Insert tab at the top there. You'll see there's an option for signature there. I could have chosen it from that. You just have to make sure that you actually have that selected, or you're in it somewhere to be able to do it. So I've now got the two signatures there, family and business. You might find that it's easier just to right click in it and choose what one you want. Now there is a default signature that goes in as soon as you create an email, and we can go back to, I'll just cancel this just now, we'll go back to where we created the signature in the first place. So what we do is click on Tools, Options, go to Mail Format tab, click on the signature, and here's our two signatures. But you'll notice here on the right hand side you can choose the default signature, the one that will appear on any email that you send out. Now, I may only do occasional business, I may do more emails for the family, therefore I may want to leave it as the family default signature there. But if I want, I can pull that menu down and I can either choose not to have any signature at all on mail messages and just insert them as I want, or I can put in whatever signature I want as well. Also, we can put in what we want if we're sending replies to emails or forwarding on email there as well. I can choose what signature I want to go in there as well. Now, there's one last thing that I want to show you about the signatures, and that's a third way of doing it. Now, so far what we've created is a family signature and one for business. I'm going to create one now which is, I'm going to call it Business 2, and select OK, and again I can edit it. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a business card. Now, a business card is created in your address book, in your list of contacts, and you can select a contact that you've created to appear as a business card. So if I select that, you see I've already created one here, and that's what it looks like. There is another video that we've created that shows you just how to manage your contacts, and in that it shows you how to create a business card in there. But at the moment this is the one I've created. If I click OK to that, it actually puts it in there. And if I again click OK and OK again, I now have 3 signatures. And if I test it by just creating this again, you'll see by default we're getting the family signature in there. If I right click, I now have the option to use business or business 2. If I choose business 2, not only does it add the business card to the end of my email, so I can type an email in there, it also attaches my business card to the email so that that can be redistributed if it needs to get sent round somebody. And again, we'll talk about this more in the video that we have on managing your addresses and contacts in Outlook. Well, I think that's us nearly finished now. The very last thing I want to look at again has to do with signatures, but just to show you that you don't just have to put in business cards or text or hyperlinks, you can also add a picture as well. So I'm going to create another signature. Again, Tools, Options, Mail Format tab, Signatures, and we're going to create a new one, and I'm just going to call it Fun. Click OK. And what you can do is there's an option here to add a picture, and I'm going to add a picture of me. It's on my computer here. I've got a shared drive, and that's me there. So if I insert that, and you can put text in there as well. I can put it underneath maybe. Something like that. Again, you can edit the text there as well, and if I click OK there and OK again, we'll create a new email and we'll send it again to Mr. Smith. And I'm just going to change that to Fun, and there you go. And I'll cancel that. Mr. Smith never actually got any of these emails. Well, that concludes this lesson on signatures in Microsoft Outlook 2007. But remember, the same sequence applies to Microsoft Outlook 2003 as well. My name is Pat McNair. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and you try one of the other training videos that we've got here on YouTube. Thanks very much.